So this program, we ask you to write the program, generate a random number between 1 to 100. So ask the user to guess what number is. So as a programmer, you want to call this random guessing game because as a class, you want the class name usually is a noun. It's okay? Don't try to use verb. So as a noun. And starting look for the attribute, identity, attribute. So so I'll circle it and let me know. So ask the user to guess what the number is. And if the computer gets higher than the random number, so another one, there's a random number, computer generate random number, and there's a guess. If that's a higher, we say, if that's computer number is higher, we say too high, try again. If the user guess is lower, then it's too low, try again. The program should use a loop to do it, and also the program should display congratulation and figure out how many times the user play this game. Is that right? So in order to do this program right now, so can anyone tell me right here? Okay, so the program is going to call random guessing game. Random guess game, because class is always a noun. And you need to look for the attribute. Like, in this random guessing game, there are some noun will be updated. You need to know something. Those called attribute. So in random guessing game, can you tell me any variable number right there? Can you tell me anything? Anything when I circle it? Anybody can tell me? When I circle that, can anybody tell me what I circle? What are the attributes? Andrew, do you mind, please? Yeah. Okay. Number of guests, that's one. Okay. And so anything, I'm going to user's guess, I'm going to call guess. Yeah. And random number, I'm going to call computer num. And also I'm going to have number of guests. Alright, so these, it should be in a private variable. Then in order to do this program, I need to have some action. Is that right? So my action right here, probably I need to get user input. Right? So I need to get user input. So some action right here. Some action will be one, I'm going to get user input. Right? I have to do that. Then I have to make the computer. I'm going to make the computer to get a random number. Don't you think I need to do that? Yeah. Then I'm going to compare two numbers and display appropriate appropriate information for user to continue the game. Is that right? And when the game over, I'm going to display number of the guests for the user. Do you agree with me or not? All right, Caesar, we can do the maximum number. If we do the maximum number here, we'll do in the constructor, but I want to do as easy possible to make everybody understand. Then we can modify, okay? I want to do as easy as possible to make sure everyone can do your random guessing game. I don't want to feel like I'm overwhelmingly teach you, but this is just one more step can change to maximum number. Understand that? Okay? Anybody? Okay. So now, after you understand this, I'm going to clear all screen right now, and I'm going to ask you to take out your Visual Studio. It's okay, please. All right. Even though I finish, I'm going to create a new one for you. Okay. So, you open yours. I'm going to create a new one for you. I'm going to create a new one for you. So that way you can get everything clear. Is that okay? So, an empty project next. Then I'm going to call these. I'm going to call chapter 7. I'm going to call this class project. Project random game. All right, you already have. Okay, so normally here I will change here the that's project. Okay, and but I will change project to solution, so at least I know the layer. Do you understand? uh Class, and I won't change these to solution. It's okay. All right, so now I create. So most of you already have it. Don't worry. We just need to, uh, well, okay. So right here, I'm going to create right now. It's okay. So if you are doing already fine, don't worry. So right click it. I'm going to add a class. So the class is going to have a, remember, it's going to have a noun. Don't, right here, don't do any action. Say like, try to guess and be the command. No, okay? Random guess game. All right, any variable, just going to have the use a noun as a your name. And we're going to learn to break the class to be more detailed too. Okay? So once this here, and in this header file, this is called header file. On this header file, you need to have two parts, private and public. All right? You need to have these two parts. And the private is the noun, the attribute, and the identity. And we already say the attribute identity will be integer guess, allow people to guess, will be integer computer noun. Is that right? And and also have integer number of guess. Do you understand so far? Yes or no? If you do not understand, please write on the chat for me, because my job is train you become a programmer step by step. All right, so those are attributes. I need to know this. I need to know this in order for me to write a program. Okay, so I normally need a constructor. All right, so constructor is exactly the same name as your class. So I'm just going to type like that. Okay, now now spell computer wrong. Thank you. Oh, thank God. Who tell me that? Christian. Thank you. Computer now. Good. Now, when this is your constructor. All right, Caesar. All right, Caesar, are you there? Okay. Uh, Caesar, are you here? So, and everybody, if I wanted so I'm not going to write it, but we can fix. If you fix later, I'll give you extra point. So, random guessing game constructor is going to initialize something. And right now, the best initial number will be max number. Do you understand? So, like Caesar, he show us work here. He have a max number here. Do you understand? So if you need a max number, you initialize right here. Do you understand? And I'm just not going to do it. I am just going to straight easy, and in the future, maybe next time I'll show you. So right here, I am going to do this right now. So your job is very, very, very easy. Your job is very, very easy to initialize this. I know I need this one. All right. So I need this one to have a random number, and I have to initialize by timer. So I have to do it here. All right. So I have to initialize right here. All right. So right here, and they will tell me these. Yes. All right. So I have to come in back here. Is that right? And I'm going to include IO string, and I also want to include C time. It's okay. And I'm going to go to using name space std. It's okay. Can you do that? All right. So let me see. Do I do anything wrong? sren. Okay. So that's fine right now. All right. So here, your constructor's job for here, I just initialize. I just use the current time as a C for my random. That's all I did. I can do something else. I can do maximum, but I want to make it just do one thing, so you understand that one thing. So once you understand that one thing, all the variable here, you see, all the variable here, you see the boys and girl, has to be initialized to 0. So guess is 0. All right. So computer num is 0. All right. Num guess is 0. Okay. All right. So that's what constructor does. Constructor is to initialize. So I'm going to close right now. So now we need to think about some action. Remember, I told you some action will be, wanted to get input. All right. So, because I don't need to return to anything, my private variable is right here. So I am going to have something like void get input, and the void get input is just get input from the computer. Okay? No, sorry, from the user. And I am going to write it here. Get input. So I get input here. Now remember, when I get input here, I am going to do this, and I'm going to say CL. All right. And I'm going to say enter a guess. All right. And I want to do easy way 1 to 100 like that. Okay. And backslash n. Then after that, I see in. All right. I can basically see in guess. That's easier. I'm just write easier. So I see in guess. It's okay. Now I'm done. So whatever you see in, go to guess. All right. Do you understand this one so far? Okay. And let's do another one. Okay. The next one I am going to do is what? I'm going to get what? Computer what? Computer let me just call get random. So computer number is okay. I'm going to do like that. Are you okay right now? Then and right here, I'm just going to write as easy possible and make sure I have very little code. So make sure you understand. So I'm just going to say, I think I have to, yeah, I can just do like that. Just one code is enough. One code is enough. And I'm going to say this. 1, okay, because I want to do between 1 to 100, right? ren, okay, and mod by 100. Okay, I'm just going to do like that. So when you do I do anything wrong or anything? Return, okay, let me see. Oh, I cannot return. I have to say this. It's computer num. Okay? Alright. So I'm going to do the computer num here. Okay, let me double check here. Equal return value does not match. Okay. Computer num is integer. So I'm just going to put like here. Integer. All right. So I'm just do easy part, just one line for you to understand the concept. So right here in this public function, the job is get a random number and assign to computer num. Okay, assign to computer num. Is that okay? And I'm going to close it. I'm going to close it. Then after right here, and I'm going to compare and I'm going to show information and I'm going to display the the number of guests. Do you understand? So you understand I use a lousy name called display. Should be something better name, but here I use display because in this function, and what you do is you actually do several things. You actually compare, okay? You actually compare. And once you compare right there, then you also um, um, provide great information, the information to guide the user to continue to do it. So whenever you get into here, your number of guests is 1 right now. Once you get into here, and your number of guests is right now. I'm going to separate two parts. First, I'm going to have a while loop, and I want to say if my guess is not equal to my computer num. That's one thing. All right. So one thing. So while my guess is not equal computer num, I got to check if that's lower. I got to if that's lower and this whatever. Is that right? Okay. But I'm going to write here easy. Next one. So okay. If my guess equal my computer num. If this is happening right now, that's much easier. All right. So I'm just going to say congratulations. All right. We're just going to say that. Okay. Uh, something you feel out my number. Okay. Something you can write it friendly way. That's one thing you need to do. All right. But okay. So right here. So far okay. All right. So now. So there are two. Let me go down so I can come into the CPP to write it. It's okay. I come into the CPP to write it. So right here. Okay. So either they are not equal or they are equal. We're going to write it. Either they are equal or they are not equal. All right. We are going to show them. No matter what, we're going to show them how many guests, right? So, and we say you get the right answer in how many guests, right? So I'm going to put number of guests, okay? Number of guests and put guests, okay? All right. So far okay. Anybody? So Now this is my header file and this is my CPP file. I want to know whether you can catch up this part, yes or no. Let me know. Yeah, it's a setter and getter. We didn't do that yet. We will do it as soon as possible, okay? So far, okay, everybody? So far.